Good evening, everyone. This is Agri Business Now, the program that keeps you updated with all of the activities that are currently taking place within the agricultural sector. We have a lot in store for you, so stay tuned. First off, we'll continue to advise you on the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Act of 2007. Then we have highlights from the annual Fisherman's Day celebration. We also have our How to Do segment along with the news and announcements. Just stick around, Agribusiness Now will be right back.
Water. It is 75% of the Earth's surface, yet it is scarce in some places. It's 70% of our body's mass, yet many do not drink that 8 glasses per day. The forest plays an important part in the water cycle by protecting our watersheds. Water is life. Protect the forest. Preserve life.
Did you know that the OECS Agriculture Competitiveness Project, otherwise known as AgriCom project, has been officially launched?
Well, it was. And the project aims at enhancing access to markets and sales for competitively selected farmers and fisher folks.
But to access funds, you must be part of a productive alliance.
So what is a productive alliance, you ask? It's a business arrangement between farmers and or fisher folks on one hand, and on the other hand, aggregators. Aggregators can be cooperatives, lead farmers, or marketers and agro-processors.
The project provides matching grants to a productive alliance. A minimum of 10 farmers or fishers and an aggregator, such as a lead farmer, a cooperative, marketer, or an agro-processor.
Farmers and fisher folk in Productive Alliance can receive up to $8,000, while the aggregator, lead farmer or fisher, cooperative, marketer, or agro-processor can receive up to $120,000. For more information, please contact Ministry of Agriculture, Richmond Hill at 456-1410 or 456-1111, extension 311 or 321, or email agricomsvg@mail.gov.vc.
Thank you for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, you are watching Agribusiness Now. For the past weeks, Noel Bruce, legal advisor to the Farmer Support Company Limited, has been sensitizing us on the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Act of 2007. On this week's segment, we will be showing you how to fill out a certificate of purchase.
My name is Sharon Gilbert, coordinator for the Farmers Registration at the Ministry of Agriculture. Today we will be illustrating how to fill out the certificate of purchase for registered farmers. It is available at the ministry and the 3 regional offices located at Wadilaboo, Dumbarton and Newgrounds. This is used only when you are collecting cash on the spot for the purchase of agricultural produce and livestock. It should not be used when there is no cash involved. Now we will go ahead and illustrate how to fill out the certificate of purchase. On the left side of the certificate, you will put your full name, that is just as it is on your farmer's ID card, your contact number, farmer's registration number, the date and the time, and your address. And you will put your signature. On the right side, you will put to the top, you will put the total amount that you will be collecting for your produce. Where there is received this day from, you will put the name of the buyer, and then for the sum, you will put it in words. For the sale of goods, you will write on the goods, the produce, for example, which is yam. And on the description, you will put how much you will be selling, for example, 1 sack. Sweet potatoes, 2 sacks. And sweet peppers, 50 pounds. Then you will write the location of the place where the sale took place and vehicle number if there is a vehicle to transport the produce and the signature of the buyer. The original copy belongs to the buyer and the duplicate belongs to the seller. That is how you fill out the certificate of purchase. For any further information, you can contact any of the numbers that's on the screen.
Welcome back. You're watching Agri Business Now. On Monday, June 10, 2019, the annual Fisherman's Day celebration was held at the Agriculture Input Warehouse Kingston Fish Market under the theme Climate Change Affects the Ocean. Fish responsibly to sustain the industry. Wilbert Jack of the Communications Unit has more.
Held under the theme Climate Change Affects the Ocean. Fish responsibly to sustain the industry, and the slogan, "We fish it, you dish it." The annual Fisherman's Day celebration was staged on Monday, June 10, 2019 at the Agricultural Input Warehouse, Kingston Fish Market. The day is commemorated each year to honor fishers who brave sometimes unfavorable conditions in order to contribute to the feeding of the nation's population and also help maintain their families. The fishers started returning just after midday to a large crowd who waited to purchase fish at the reduced price, which saw all the fish being sold. Addressing the gathering at the ceremony was Minister with Responsibility for Fisheries, Honorable Soboto Caesar, who gave a brief history of the Fisherman's Day celebrations, highlighted the progress of the fishing industry, and made an appeal to lending institutions to be more accommodating to fisher folks.
I want to recognize the hard work this year in organizing Little Tokyo for this year's event. And I just want to underscore a very important point. I was given a history of the 44 years so far of the Fisherman's Day event. It started as a day in Kanash. Then we moved to Kingston. We had a week of activities. We have a month of activities. The Fisherman's Day was held in Calicoa up to last year. And I am hearing a resounding call from the people that we have to have a whole year of Fisherman's Day activities as we move towards celebrating the 45 years of Fisherman's Day. But I want to put the reason we are here to celebrate in a national context. Because what we are seeing taking place before our very eyes unfolding are immense positive transformations because of excellent policies in fisheries. It started when we advertised over 2 years ago the different fisheries centers across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Very transparent manner, persons applied. And we are seeing today in OEA where we are exporting over $1 million worth of fish product. We are continuing with good work in Beckwith. The center there, a joint venture between nationals and persons in the marketplace in the United States of America. And by the end of this year, we'll be topping over $5 million in export from that center. In Calicoa, the cooperative there is doing good work. And we are going to ensure that before the end of this year, that we have a marriage between the good work that the cooperative is doing with markets overseas. And very soon, we'll be having a groundbreaking ceremony in Calicoa to welcome Rainforest Seafoods. In Barrowly, the cooperative continues to work with the fisher folk there. And in Barrowly as well, we want to ensure that going forward, that we increase the marketing not only in St. Vincent and the Grenadines region, but also in the United States of America. In Union Island, work continues to feed the other centers. A lot of conch and lobsters coming out of Union Island to be exported. And we have significant work to do in Canawan because we have an excellent facility there. But over the years, some persons abuse certain areas of the facility, and we have to finance some repair work there during the course of 2019. At the center of the transformation, we have the role being played by the Argyle International Airport. And I remember the opening ceremony of the Argyle International Airport, a statement was made, build it and they will come, meaning the jets and the tourists. But I want to add another limb to that. Build it and we will send out more. We have the opportunity, because of the Argyle International Airport, to transform the way we export fish and fish products from our country. Are you aware that today we are exporting live lobster from St. Vincent and the Grenadines all the way to Hong Kong within 48 hours? And that is significant as we continue to transform the subsector. I want to recognize the hard work of Susgren, an organization in the Grenadines which this year completed the Ashton Lagoon Restoration Project and the other coral restoration projects which are taking place. I would also like to thank the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Preservation Fund and other stakeholders in the private sector for their continued support. I want to encourage, however, and to state clearly that the banks and the cooperatives, they have to do a lot more to support our fishers. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we established a fleet expansion program where monies were placed to assist the fisher folk. And at that time, because we did not have an Argyle International Airport and international air access, many persons did not see the depth of the opportunity to export fish and earn significantly. But I want to report to the banks and the cooperatives that the fisher folk, they are ready to come for loans so that they can buy trawlers, they can expand their businesses, because as you see taking place throughout the entire country, fisheries and the blue economy is a significant growth area.
In his feature address, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves highlighted the significance of the theme, which brings to the fore the issue of climate change and its effects on fisher folks, while encouraging youngsters to see fishing as a viable employment opportunity.
I want to remind us what the theme for this year's Fisherman's Day is about, because a lot of thought has gone into this theme. The theme says climate change affects the ocean. Fish responsibly to sustain the industry. Climate change is taking place all over the world, and global warming is affecting our oceans. And when our oceans are adversely affected, so too the habitat of marine species, the habitat of the fish, the lobster, and the conch. You know, the fishermen will tell you that the warming of the seas has caused destruction of the coral and breeding places for the fish, the lobster, and the conch. And when the oceans get warmer, the fishermen and women have to go further and deeper for their catch. And if we are not careful, we can deplete the fish stocks. And in the case of this region, the one which we have to be very concerned about immediately is the conch. Because if you read it, you will see that in Jamaica, the extent of the conch is declining. In Bahamas, it's falling. and so too around Florida. Over the last 2 or so years, we are doing better and better with our fisheries. I want to tell you where we are, where we were in 2018 compared to 2017. And I want to tell you what we have been doing in the first quarter of this year. And you will see the improvement. And the improvement is because of the efforts of the fisher folk and of the government and the Ministry of Fisheries. Compared with 2017, fish landings in 2018 increased by 40% in weight and nearly 57% in value. The landings from January to December 2018 is 2.5 million pounds, and the value is $18.7 million. In 2017, it was 1.76 million pounds. You see, it gone up to 2.5 million. And the value, which was in 2017, 11.9, call it 12 million. Last year, it was 18.7 million. And let me tell you this, they all the fishermen them catching. Because as you know, some fishermen, when they out at sea, if a fella come by and want the fish and so on to go Grenada, I want it to go to Martinique, you just sell it up in the seawater. One time. You know that happened. I'm talking about what landed here in St. Vincent. And one of the things I want to say to young people, the fishing industry is a good place to make a good and decent living. And the idea that the fishermen them drop out of primary school and all they want to do is to go and fish and drink rum. That's an old-fashioned idea. The boat them know, if you want to go out far and stay out there, the boat them are more sophisticated and you have to know maths and you got to know your physics to be able to pilot those boats. And therefore, I want to say to the young people, there are opportunities. Don't believe that the fishing industry is an industry for dropouts or people who love Sunset Strong. No, that's not the case. The fishing industry is a dignified industry.
Cash prizes were awarded to competitors in 8 different categories amounting to over $25,000, with the top prize going to Sion Hill resident Randolph Medford, who landed a catch of 470 pounds with his crew and boat Elijah. He copped $10,000 cash, 1 case of outboard engine oil, 3 life jackets, 2 cooler bags, a trophy, and bragging rights for 1 year.
On today's How to Do segment, we're going to teach you how to con fish. Sit back, relax, and listen as we take you through the steps.
Confish, it's basically, for us it's an easy process, but for those who don't know it, it's a long process. The fish have to be first caught, then clean, as we say in scale, trim it up, and cut it from the backbone, come right down, bust the head, and you put a chop in the head of the fish to make sure it's all properly, and then you slice it down like this. You put a chop in the head here, right? And then you slice it down, and after slicing it down, you're making sure that you salt it, right? You salt it, and after finish salting it, sometimes we put it back into the sea to wash it for the next day, so it will give you a nice brown texture and a look. And after that part, we put it in the sun to dry for at least 2 days. After those 2 days, you can start cooking your fish, right? We put it sometime overnight to soak in some water so that it will take out much of the salt, because some people don't like too much salt. So you take out some of the salt, and you will make sure that the next morning we put our fish on the fire, we cook it, and as I shared before, after cooking it, we use some to make sure we cook it and prepare it. We get some cucumber, some sweet pepper, tomatoes, sprinkle a little bit of lime, a little bit of hot pepper in it, and we can put it back into the frying pan to simmer it and chill the vegetable. So make sure we have a proper eating, what we call buljow.
We have the news and announcements.
Did you know that the OECS Agriculture Competitiveness Project, otherwise known as AgriComp project, has been officially launched?
Well, it was. And the project aims at enhancing access to markets and sales for competitively selected farmers and fisher folks.
But to access funds, you must be part of a productive alliance.
So what is a productive alliance, you ask? It's a business arrangement between farmers and or fisher folks on one hand, and on the other hand, aggregators. Aggregators can be cooperatives, lead farmers, or marketers and agro-processors.
The project provides matching grants to a productive alliance. A minimum of 10 farmers or fishers and an aggregator, such as a lead farmer, a cooperative, marketer, or an agro-processor.
Farmers and fisher folk in Productive Alliance can receive up to $8,000, while the aggregator, lead farmer or fisher, cooperative, marketer, or agro-processor can receive up to $120,000. For more information, please contact Ministry of Agriculture, Richmond Hill at 456-1410 or 456-1111, extension 311 or 321, or email agricompsvg@mail.gov.vc.
Here are the news and announcements.
Farmers in Region 1, District 1 South will be involved in a soil management workshop on Wednesday, 26 June 2019 at the Rose Hall Community Center beginning at 10 a.m. Extension Officer Chijoki Hooper will facilitate the session. Please note, transportation will be provided. Also on Wednesday 26 June 2019, approximately 35 beekeepers will participate in an apiculture management workshop at the Agriculture Training Institute at Orange Hill from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Extension Officer Alan Williams will facilitate the workshop. The Ministry of Agriculture wishes to remind all cattle farmers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines that the artificial insemination program in cattle is ongoing. We encourage all interested farmers to take advantage of this free service. Insemination can either be done with either beef or dairy crosses. The Forestry Services in the Ministry of Agriculture, Rural Transformation, Forestry, Fisheries, Industry and Labour is appealing to the public to avoid the use of hazardous substances to capture river lobster, crayfish, shrimps, fish and other aquatic wildlife. Hazardous substances can be any electrical device designed to frighten any protected or partially protected wildlife. Any article of any nature which is likely to cause injury to any protected or partially protected wildlife, and any noxious substance for the purpose of killing and or injuring any protected or partially protected wildlife. River poisoning is illegal. It can disrupt the natural processes of the rivers, streams, and springs, and may endanger the lives of the people in the entire communities downstream, as well as other persons who may eat the fishes. Persons guilty of such an offense are liable to a fine of $2,000 and to imprisonment for 6 months. This is accordance with Section 29 of the Wildlife Protection Act No. 16 of 1987.
We're at the end of another Agri Business Now program, but we'll be here again next week Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. with another interesting one. I promise that you won't regret it. For more information, feel free to contact us at the Communications Unit within the Ministry of Agriculture at 456-1111, extension 312 or 472, or email us at citumaf2@hotmail.com. Remember, you can view more of Agribusiness Now programs on our YouTube channel, Agribusiness Now St. Vincent, or like our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/agribusinessnow, to get more updates. Until next time, I am your host, Nakita Samuel. Thank you for viewing.